Hello everybody, welcome back to another Broodwar ladder battle. We're going to be looking at Motive versus Rush today. Been a little while since I've casted some TVP. I've mostly been casting a lot of Z, a lot of Zerg versus Protoss, Zerg versus Terran. So I thought we'd pop in here, watch some TVP. And Rush, we just saw him on Pro League. Just casted him and did a little watch party of him playing in Pro League. He almost managed to carry Pro League today. We saw him first person VOD, which was pretty cool. And look at this, a CC first versus Nexus first. Interesting. Motive is one of those up and coming Protoss players who we often talk about as being the potential for like the new generation of Protoss champions. They just haven't quite gotten in there. People like Paralyze. Paralyze has been on that list for a little bit. We'll see what Motive can do against Rush today. Rush certainly was looking solid. First person VOD is something special. Something interesting to watch. Maybe not as good of a viewer experience when you're trying to watch a Broodwar game, but it definitely has its own charm. Double gateway follow-up here, so being a little bit safe when it comes to this Nexus first. Doesn't want to, get busted with a bunker. But in fact, Rush has not even sent out an SCV yet. This is the... Oh, no, okay. He's going to build a bunker first and then send out an SCV? Not yet. And this is rough for Motive, too. Look, he end scouted. He scouted bottom left, cross map, and then he scout bottom right. Now he's going to scout top left, and he has no idea. So he's just building zealots back at home, hoping that there's not a bus coming. There looks like there was a pause. Factory here. Is he gonna go for Starport? One factory into Starport? That's interesting. Usually you follow this up with the 2 factory, but seems like Rush wants to get... Okay, never mind. There's the 2nd factory. False alarm. Thought maybe he was gonna go for a vulture drop follow-up, but instead, here we are. Still, he never sent out the SCV. Look, none of these have kills. Rush didn't even bother to scout. Just gonna get the 2 factory. Engineering bay. Might even be able to afford the academy as well. It's because of the CC first. Just get everything. Get all the techs. Get all the detection. We don't want to be blindsided. He hasn't really seen anything yet, so I guess he has to assume it was Nexus first. After nothing has come to poke him. Look at this. I don't think Motive knows even what's happened. I think he came up here, and since his scout was so late, wasn't even able to determine that this was a CC first. Otherwise, I think he would be over here. At least containing the Terran player. Making sure that Vulture can't slip out for free. Kind of a weird opening from this TVP. Kind of a strange one. We'll see how it escalates. I'm going to send a probe out. Is he going to send this probe down bottom right or something? What is he doing with the probe? I'm a bit confused. Okay, just a pylon. Just a bit of a scouting pylon. It's not very standard, but okay. No big deal. Gonna come over here and take this 3rd now. Gonna take it right around the 6-minute mark. Real nice and early while getting into this Reaver. It's a benefit of going Nexus first. Get this 3rd base out super quick, and since this was the CC first, kind of have to do this. Kind of have to get this Nexus down as soon as possible. Try to stay a little bit ahead. Looks like he's gonna maybe wait on that a little bit. Didn't want to skip this Dragoon round. So we'll start the Nexus about 20 seconds later. Keeping that probe count going. Gonna have a reasonable economy here soon, but what will Rush have? I'm expecting a pretty aggressive play from him to follow this up, because that's just kind of the style of player that he is. He tends to go pretty heavy into factories and forego the upgrades in this current meta. It's pretty normal. We'll see. We'll see if he wants to try to stretch out, get a third base, get some extra factories online, or if he wants to go directly into some upgrades. Heading on into the main right now. This shuttle, that Goliath, can help out quite a bit, but looks like it's not in position. Not going to be target firing correctly. Okay, 1 SCV, I think. 2 kills. 2 SCVs. Wind up going down. A dud there. Will this actually connect? Looks like not. 2 SCVs is all he can get for that Reaver. Looks like a turret also falls, but not much more than that. A pretty solid hold here for Rush. Poking the front now, but bunkers present and tanks are on the way. Kind of an unfortunate drop to start things off for Motive, and you know, this might be dangerous. 6 factories are done. Could even add on another machine shop here shortly. If you're going to be going this heavy into factories and not really focusing on upgrades, no starport, you can get another. It looks like he's spending everything. Look at that. Spending very well all of his money right now. This is looking quite good. Trades 3 Dragoons for 1 tank as this pushes out. This army's looking super scary, guys. I don't know if he can actually stop this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's only got 6 gateways. 7 and 8 on the way. Of course, he has Reavers. Target fire on this shuttle. Can he actually kill it? Oh, nice shot there. But the target fire on the Reaver will now take that down, and tanks are still rolling forward. This is a really quick push from Rush. Look at how smoothly he's pushing up towards this natural. Gonna immediately take out that AI pylon. And Dragoons just can't stand here. What are we doing? Gotta back up. If he keeps losing Dragoons like this, he's not gonna have the muscle that it will take to break through this. 6 Dragoons on the way, but he really needs Zealots. Zealots are going to be necessary to break this push. Oh, okay, Reaver does go down. Reaver falling there might be the nail in the coffin. He really needs this extra round of Zealots to pop out, eat that frontline damage so that the Dragoons and Reavers can actually deal out the DPS and start to kill the tanks. Diving forward here one more time. Can he actually get on top of any of this? A lot of Dragoons end up falling, and Motive just doesn't have what it takes, it seems, in this first game at least. He's going to be wiped out here by Rush. Just non-stop rallies from this point forward should be enough to end this game. Not sure if there's even a hope of one mine, you know, sudden mine just coming in and changing the fates here. The Reaver gets dropped, but it doesn't even get a single shot off. That is so rough. Just the +1 attack. 6 factory off of CC first. Now push in towards this natural. Ready to deal the final blow, and this is probably it. What are these Dragoons doing? Coming out to try and attack this tank. Definitely not it. As those last few units go down, small contingency can be broken off here. 1 tank is all it'll take to get rid of that base, that 3rd base. Here comes some more tanks. Missile turret set up here as well, and yeah, this is just Rush for you. Hyper aggressive, Strong Terran play. Getting away with the CC first, though. I wonder what will happen if he can't manage to get that early advantage. Jump into game number 2. All right, game number 2. Motive now in the bottom left. Rush top right. No CC first this time. Still could be a Nexus first, though. Kind of looking that way. Motive sends this probe out to this natural. That is indeed what it will be. So another Nexus first. This time in cross-spawn. Terran players are malding. This is going to be a tough game. Even for Rush, one of the best players in the world. Against an up-and-comer like Motive. This level of early game advantage can be hard to overcome. Waiting on that gas geyser, but it doesn't seem like it's going to come. Instead, ACC. Gases fast expand. Not a bad build for going up against Nexus first. If we see Motive go for another double gateway, I would say it's actually reasonably even. See if he grabs it. He does. So double gateway, the safe way to play the Nexus first, will give Rush a little bit of leeway here. Not bad. Has not yet found the Protoss player. Does not yet know about the Nexus first, but that's fine. He's going to be getting out this bunker. Of course, getting up his gas. And everything is looking just dandy. Everything all good. By the way, guys, on stream tomorrow, I'm going to be playing Broodwar for the first time, which is a brand new RTS. I'm just going to try it out. No sponsor or anything. I'm just going to give it a try. Somebody in my chat mentioned it to me, and it looks kind of creative, kind of interesting. So if you're interested to see how that goes, definitely come follow SCSL on Twitch. Always interested to see what kind of new RTS games are coming out. And definitely creative games are my preference. I want to see something new. I don't want to just see a rehash of the old. And certainly not something with extremely what would you call it? Comic? No. Like Overwatch graphics? I don't want that. For sure. But this does seem very new, interesting, and has some pretty funny stuff. Actually, we watched it on stream. We watched the intro on stream, or the, what would you call it? Promo video on stream? Trailer? And it looks really similar to Command & Conquer. They have live action cutscenes, which are hilariously bad. And they have the game isn't anything like Command & Conquer. You're like a ooze, a primordial ooze that is taken over by humans and controlled by humans. And you basically like grow limbs and eat essence, sort of. And then the limbs are like what you fight with. Kind of weird, but as weird as that sounds, it does seem rather interesting, so we're going to check that out on stream. Getting back into this game now. Very fast third Nexus. See, I thought that the third Nexus would be about this fast last game, but instead he went for a much faster Robo and Reaver. Try to get that damage. Wasn't able to get it, so the lack of third base early did hurt him quite a bit. Here he's been much more greedy, and with this third Nexus coming up as quickly as it will, can start to add on a lot more gateways a lot sooner. And meanwhile, back at home, Just getting up into 4 gateways here. Rush, not even able to get out on the map with any vultures. He's just sitting back, making a lot of tanks. A lot of tanks are being made right now. So, you know, maybe he wants to do some sort of early push. Maybe a 4 factory push. This could be kind of strong against the very quick Nexus. No Raver to try and slow this down. So it can just come straight across the map. And, you know, maybe it can actually break him. I wonder. It's a long rush distance to walk all the way down here. They're going to bring 1 SCV, 4 Marines, and 5 tanks. With 4 vultures following this up. So non-stop vulture production after this. 5 tanks will be the total. And he just started siege. That is interesting. See where the Dragoon and Zealot army is. He knows exactly where the tanks are, which angle they're coming from. Gonna run forward, picks off 1 tank immediately. It's a good start. Oh, that was a great mine too. Holy. Spider Mines, the best Protoss unit in the game. Absolutely got a lot of damage going there. Vulture's gonna try to run by into the natural. Uh-oh. That's not good. Motive. Focusing too much on this army over here. Not paying attention to the natural is gonna cost him. And now the tanks can come up here onto high ground. He can rally vultures forward. Dragoons are in the main trying to clear up. He should actually run even further away to buy time for this army to get into position. And he has found a very good position here up on the high ground. A great 1-2 punch from Rush. Getting in here with the vultures now. Getting even more probe damage at the natural. Forcing a lot of actions out of Motive to try and find a way to clear this up. Gonna focus on the Nexus. Still more probes going down in the natural. Oh my goodness. 3 kills on that one. 1 siege tank over here on the side. The mine drag. Great mine drag there from Motive. Again, proving to be a fantastic Protoss unit. That spider mine, absolutely ridiculous. And here he is once again in the natural. Absolute whirlwind Terran. Breaking apart this Protoss bit by bit and killing off so many probes. Oh my goodness, GG. There it is. The 1-2 punch from Rush. Absolute haymaker. GG. We're into game number 3. All right, boys. Game number 3 with Rush down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Motive. Licking his wounds here in the top left. Definitely got a bit of a bashing there in that last game. Nice 4 factory timing. Very well executed from Rush. Very professional. When I watch a game like that, I go, oh, TVP not too bad. Maybe I could play some Terran. No. You can't quite do it like Rush. Good God. Is that ever a hard matchup? That's a matchup that made me abandon Terran. And for a very good reason. These things are not easy to pull off. And they are very flimsy. But just watching 5 tanks come across the map with a couple of vultures to run by that actually get that much damage. Goddamn, does Rush make it look good, man. He certainly does. Looks like scouting in the correct direction. Motive not opening with a Nexus first this time. And in fact, we're not going to be having that CC first or a gases fast expand either. Looks like just a very regular 12 gas here. And with that 2-minute 30 factory start timing. Not exactly perfectly optimized there, but it's about right. He's not going to be punished for this or anything. 2-minute 30 is acceptable. And should give him a good and quick vulture to place out onto the map to keep Motive back so that he cannot just pressure endlessly here at the front with the first Dragoon. SCV gets in there. He sees the build. He knows what's up. just going to abandon scouting here for a moment. Just kind of get out on the map. And yeah, the Dragoon just kind of stuck here. Can't really move. Because the SCV can then come in and confirm everything. And there's going to be a Vulture on the map soon too. So he's got to be a little wary for the time being. Robotics on the way with range. Just about finishing up. Vulture can now enter the map. He should be able to actually kill this probe. SCV trying to run by. Can he actually get by? Maybe. Oh, he gets right in there. Cheeky little SCV. Slipping by this big, beefy Dragoon. Now the Vulture going to come in here. Don't want to lose this Vulture. Got to be very careful with that first one. That's definitely not something you want to end up losing. But now that he's got the Vulture on the map, and it's kind of safe out here. You're not gonna, the pro's not gonna find it, and he can't really leave his base either, lest the Vultures suddenly come in and find a lot of damage. He might be able to get away without making a bunker here for quite some time. Maybe even add a second factory before the bunker. That would give Rush a little bit of a boost. First Dragoon coming across here. Vulture going to be slipping out. Let's see. Dragoon going to be pushed back. 5 Marines and a tank. Bit of a scary little push coming across right now. The Dragoons can't really get much damage going on this as it comes across the map. And the Vulture is still looking for the run by. Can't find it just yet. More Vultures being rallied. And Rush is really going to get in here and start the pressure. Ooh, nice snipe there. Block on that Vulture. Not allowing it to get any mines. Rush not going to be deterred, though. Running straight up on top of this. Going to throw down some more mines here. As close as he can to these Dragoons. Not close enough for these to connect, mind you. But it looks like he will actually clear that out. That was not bad, actually. He clears both the mines, which gives the opportunity. No, can't quite run this down, unfortunately. Gonna wait for the Observer, but won't be able to catch this tank, I don't think. Maybe if he just ran for it, he might have been able to catch it. Oh, maybe he can still get it. I don't think he can. No, not with the mines there. Yeah, that's no good. Oh my god, he's right-clicked on it. Oh my god, he's right-clicked on it. He sacks a Dragoon and gets the kill. That could have ended in a horrible, horrible situation. But you know what? Killing the tank, it's not the worst. It's not the worst in the world. A 6-minute Nexus for that third. Could have gone worse. Could have been worse. That's for sure. Vulture's here. Looking for the kill on the Dragoon, but his friends have shown up. And you know what? He lives. Staying. 4 HP on that. 4 HP Dragoon. A little bit of extra fodder for Motive's defense of this third. We're going to see another like 4 factory. Kind of slow on the factory ads here. Yeah, let's see. 3 factories only. There's the armory just finishing up now with the upgrade started. Reaver. Gonna be coming out here shortly. And so, I don't know. I think this is a pretty even game. Motive might have a little bit of an advantage. Hard to say, though. Maybe gonna move over here, clear out 12 o'clock. Is he really gonna try to take another base right now? That would be pretty greedy. That would be a little overly greedy. Instead, adding on some more gateways for the time being. Second machine shop here. Staying on 3 facts for now. Is he going to try to do something like take a 3rd base on 3 factory? I don't think so. More factories finally? Okay. 4 and 5. Five factory doesn't necessarily mean he's going to push immediately. But I think if he senses any weakness, he will. 5 factories can just lead you into a nice tight third base, where he's going to have enough mass to kind of stop everything. He's going to be able to come out with some energy and push everything back. But if motive is a little bit lax, if he allows the Reaver to die or something like that, it could just become a full-on push. We could see Rush come straight across this map without a moment's hesitation. Here he is now with 5 factories done, scanning around the map. What does he see? Just the natural for now. Double Reaver at the front, waiting for this push to come out. Scarabs at the ready. Third base on the way, or fourth base on the way, excuse me. Fourth base coming up now for motive. Won't be long before you can transfer these probes over. Almost at the right probe count. Little shy of that, like 65, 70 probes that he needs for full on production. A little sloppy with the gateway placement, but looks like he'll start to even that out now. Artosis pylon, if I've ever seen one. There's the tasteless pylon over there. Let's see. As he pushes out, will he be taking some damage from these Reavers? I'd say this is the closest game so far. Definitely there's a lot of play here. And some potential for motive to find a win. Depending on how he follows this up. Probes. Unable to transfer. But 3 Dragoons and an Observer should be able to deal with that. Still wants to stay active here in the front, making sure that Rush doesn't get this just for free. Observer dies. Oh, what's this? I never noticed this before. I got mine at Tracy's. Interesting. I didn't even know you could put signs on there. Is that new? I feel like you could be a little bit more creative with this. Do some pretty funny stuff. That was a game I played recently, and I think it's coming out soon, actually. I'm not sure exactly when. Shift at Midnight was a pretty interesting party horror game I messed around with my friends on. Kind of a cool one, kind of a cute one. And you can put signs up on the wall and do some really dumb stuff. Make some really silly and politically incorrect signs. That's always the funnest. It's always the most fun. When you're just hanging out with your friends. Not on stream, of course. Never on stream. Definitely not. Drop here into the main base. Oh. We know how this ends. 4 supply depots. Be gone. And a big supply block now. That is rough. That's like the Terran equivalent of getting all your overlords sniped by the Corsairs. That's the Protoss sliding in and just sniping down all of those poor overlords. The supply depot equally as defenseless. Well, I guess it wouldn't be equally. You can run away, I guess. That is a type of defense. Though not my preferred type of defense, but Overlords do have their little baboon butts and they just make a run for it. I'm gonna catch some vultures here. Nice, nice. Vultures go down. Not gonna be able to get a probe transfer or kill on this probe transfer. Oh, what did I miss here? Uh-oh. I'll have to picture-in-picture that. That's my first picture-in-picture of the cast. See how many kills on this. 2, just 2. So a quick pull. Gonna save the majority of these SCVs. Vulture heading top right. Looks like it doesn't quite get anything. And so this double expansion for Motive, this is actually going to go up unhindered. This is pretty strong right now. That double expansion is going to give him a lot of leeway in this game. About time for Rush to move and take a 4th. Does he have a science facility? Yes, he does. So he's going to be working on that +2. This is not the standard meta right now. This is the old style of Terran versus Protoss play, where you're relying heavily on upgrades and upgrade timings, which are going to be kicking in quite a bit later than, you know, your standard 1-1 current meta standard 1-1 push timing, where you're just hitting with a massive number of factory units. You're just trying to ram it down with a huge army early on. Here, he's going to have a lot of tools. Motive going to have a lot of tools to try and deal with this. Will be difficult to take a good fight against this much storm. Plus Reavers, plus shuttles with Zealots being dropped on top of everything. Here he goes, dropping on top of that. Nice target fire there, getting rid of a lot of these Zealots. But here comes the storms now. First storm looking very good. Does he have another? Okay, another storm goes down. Does lose the shuttle, though. I'm not sure how many Templar were inside that shuttle at the moment when it was killed. I would say maybe 1, maybe 2. We did manage to get a couple of them out. Reavers are rotating. Had those ready for a Vulture counterattack, but it's actually going to be the 4th base that gets taken by a Rush now. So we're getting into a longer game, guys. Nexus down here at the bottom right. This is what you need to do as the Protoss player. This is the right choice right now. Get down here and start setting up gateways. Start setting up cannons in the bottom right. Makes it so hard for the Terran player to fight you later on. Once you've got that 3rd rally point, it's incredibly difficult. Oh, mine. Got him. High Templar goes down, along with some Dragoons getting softened up here. Army's just gonna roll straight into this base. Can he actually take a reasonable fight? Doesn't look that effective. A lot of these Zealots are just gonna be wiped out. And he drops deeply in supply now. Rush catching up. And he's going to start to advance beyond what Motive has and starting to move down towards bottom right. This is the big moment. Will Rush be able to get down here into the bottom right and shut down that base before it really gets off the ground? Everything's set up down here at the bottom center for Rush. So on the 4-base economy, he's managed to wait it out until +2. +3 is now on the way as well. And this army in full retreat. A lot of High Templars are going to end up falling. 3 High Templars go down there. Only able to cast their storms and just pick off a few vultures for that. You'd much rather have storms on these big clumps of tanks as they start to push forward. That is the goal. Big storm drop down here at the 3rd base. Oh my goodness. 6 kills there, 2 kills there. Huge amount of SCV damage, but the army remains strong. That's a lot of tanks, guys. It's just where to direct it at a point like this. Do you head bottom right? Try to take out the space? Do you head to the natural? Because already there are other rally points set up for Motive. He's in a bit of a tough spot. Gonna take the center for now. Great Storm. Good D-Matrix in response as well. This whole army gonna unsiege, and where does it go? Time to head over towards top center, perhaps? Top right? All right, looks like he's going towards the natural. Now, a counterattack may be in order here. Coming down towards bottom center would be a pretty reasonable move in a situation like this. Storm's in the middle of all these tanks, getting a lot of damage there. How much in the rally point? Not enough to stop this, it looks like. He's going to turn around, bring the army back home. The counterattack has done its job already, forcing the Terran player to turn and run all the way back. So you're going to be able to get some storms on these tanks advancing from one of these angles. Good storms on this left flank. From the north, going to be coming down with these tanks. Actually clears out the Reavers without too much difficulty. SCVs are going to be rotated back into this base. Dragoons trying to buy whatever time they can by just being annoying here. Finally does take that out. Heading down to bottom right now. Rush. Finally making a choice about where he wants to go. But the choice is bottom right. It looks like we may be getting a split map situation. If Rush can get down here, kill this base, and then start mining this himself, this might be one of those super long PvZ games. Oh, another drop over here. Okay, I have to picture this one too. 19-minute 30. Down to 42 workers. That's a bit rough. Storms on the tanks here as he gets into this base, but I do think he will crack this base. I think Rush getting in here. Wait a minute. Too many storms, man. Way too many storms. Dealing a lot of damage. Counterattack heading towards bottom center. Doesn't look like it'll make it. +3 is done. Just 1-1 right now for the Protoss player. Motive struggling. Losing this base in bottom right, slowly but surely. There's a science vessel here. Can't expect DTs to hold this. We might get that tank. Yeah, he does get the tank, but more tanks rolling through. More army being sent down towards bottom right. Even has this base now too. Splitting the map in half, slowly but surely. Probes lifted up into this shuttle. Gonna be ferried over to this base, it looks like. That's a pretty cute move. You don't see that very often. Sending a shuttle down here to pick up all the probes and save them. Not in a situation like this very often do you see that. Coming in now with a big army, but kind of haphazard. Yeah, you don't want to send it in like that, I don't think. One High Templar here. Not a lot of Goliaths, but there are some. Can he target down any of these shuttles? Okay, no, not really. Storm actually gets rid of the High Templar before it can storm. Second High Templar gets 2 storms, though. Does a pretty good job here. Another storm down on these 2 tanks at the bottom. They've been brought low, but it seems we'll not be able to break through. Oof, a lot of this stuff ends up going down. Rush holding on with flying colors at 160 supply now. Can he just split the map in half? That's what it's looking like. And if he does decide to split the map in half, is it time to go carrier or try to switch things up a little bit? I'm not sure if he has that luxury. Motive on the back foot. Trying to scrape together units. A lot of his units in this 174 supply are in... Oh, another drop here. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to just picture this base and just leave it. I'll just leave it on the whole game, maybe. That's ridiculous. Keep missing that on the mini-map. I apologize, guys. A lot of watching Brood War today. A lot of casting today. Doing my best here. But we will get the picture-in-picture to make sure All those sweet, sweet storms are caught on camera. A lot of these tanks looking pretty badly damaged. Look at that red on the screen now. So many of these can be killed in just one storm, and they will be. Oh, kind of a whiff there. But manages to get a follow-up storm to actually finish some of those off. Tank count looking a lot less scary now. A lot of team matrix here. Another drop over towards this base. And it's actually starting to break, which is a little bit surprising. These counters are starting to work out. Thought Rush was getting a handle on this game, but he has to lift his third CC. And his natural is floating out as well. Uh-oh. Trying to run a little bit dry, maybe. Rush. On the ropes slightly. Motive just continuing to smash out huge waves of gateway units. Gonna drop on top of this and take out a lot of it just by pure zealot drops on top of everything. It's gone actually pretty well for him. Tanks coming over. Can he actually clear this base? Seems like he's more intent on top right. Now, if these bases go down, then Protoss will run out of money and not be able to fight. It's going to be a fight for this top right. Fight for the top right. Let's see if he can get down here and actually break this contain. He's coming up from the rear as well. Let's do a big zoom out here as the army comes in from all sides. It looks like he's going to be able to clear this out with flying colors as all this stuff goes down. Rush has lost his outpost and perhaps his hopes of winning this game. I'm not so sure. This CC floating over looks like it will land. This has been reclaimed as well, though not well defended. 15 zealots on the way. Very low on SCVs in comparison to the probe number. Definitely taking in a lot more resources. Motive. Now 3-3. There's a 3-2 of Terran. Just moving in range to start hitting this base. Gonna force a clock onto Motive. Force him to clear this as soon as possible. Meanwhile, getting a little bit of harassment damage done over at the natural. Not a very big army here. Like 4 tanks, that's not quite going to cut it. 5 and 6 show up, but they're just going to be fed into the meat grinder, it seems. Literally only mines over here defending bottom right. And so these drops are going to come through. Oh my gosh. This Archon with 20 kills. Another picture-in-picture required, as that guy just absolutely ravages this mineral line. 28 workers left. I think he's done it. I think he's finally beaten Rush. Motive looking for the closer here. Storms going after the SCVs, but not really able to get much. Dragoons and Zealots moving in. Base is being reestablished for now. Motive prepped for the next phase. Finishing off Rush bit by bit, piece by piece, denying these extra bases and shutting down these last few attempts to push. 60 supply left to 180. And GG is called. There it is. GG. Motive finally gets a win here over Rush. Thank you guys so much for watching this series. Big shout out to the Patreon supporters. Big shout out to everybody who also watches the stream. It's been a lot of fun doing Pro League and these daily casts for you guys as well. Looking forward to many more in the future. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. See you guys in the next video.